Okay, this little KNEX video or simple KNEX project is again all related to alternative fuel sources and coming up with ways of being sustainable, okay, and helping kids understand the basics of sustainability and some of the complications of it and some of the benefits of it. All right, so what you're going to need are 2 index cards. Okay, I've cut up old manila folders for that on occasion. Pair of scissors, and then you're going to need a gray rod, a red rod, little tan lock, 2 dark gray connectors, a white connector, a red connector, and 8 of the little green rods. Okay, now again, with the you can pretty much replace any of these parts with what you have in your kit. It's up to you, but once you see what we built, feel free to modify it any way you need to. All right, so anyways, I'm going to get started on the project. Now, one thing I will tell you is this is going to challenge anybody who's, 3rd grade or younger. It might challenge them. It's probably going to require some help from an adult, all right? But anybody older than that, you should be able to do this with no problem, okay? So anyways, first thing, I'm going to take these. We don't need those right now, so we're going to put those off to the side. Don't need our scissors. And the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to just get the parts out of the way that you really don't need for right now. And that would be that red connector and gray rod. You can hook them up like that. Put it off to the side, okay? The next thing you're going to do is take your white connector and you're going to set it up so that you can put your fins into it, okay? Because we're going to make a windmill here. Now, before we put any of these in here, you just end up having to take them out again. We need to put, there's 8 opportunities for blades in here, okay? If you're making a wind turbine or a windmill, you have 8 spots for 8 blades. That's where the 2 index cards come in. Feel free to make it a measurement activity, whatever you want. But basically, here's what I do, is I just tell the kids, I say, okay, I want you to fold along a line of symmetry, the longest line of symmetry. And then I want you to fold another line of symmetry, like so. And that gives you a nice size fin for your turbine or turbine blade. And then you simply take your scissors like so, and then we cut those in half based on our line of symmetry right here. And you've got 4 blades or fins for your turbine. Then you do the same operations over on your second one, your second index card. First line of symmetry, second line of symmetry. Okay. And again, you could have the kids measure this out themselves. It depends on what your math skills are and what you're talking about. Okay. So then I would take this, cut it along that long line of symmetry. And in this case, I'm just going to cut it real quick like that. And again, like so. So now I have my 8 blades for my wind turbine or windmill. Okay. Now here's where it gets tricky. Okay. Your blades have to get in here. Okay. And they have to stay in place. So what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you put it in like that. And then you slide this green rod right in place like so, okay? And that holds your blade in place. Now, it's going to get a little bit tight in there as you go around it because of the way KNEX are designed. I also tell the kids that if you have your lines facing this direction, keep them facing that direction as you go, all right? So then I take my next one, and I kind of like push it in there like so. And you can kind of adjust them and turn them a little bit, but you'll notice how, I get a little bit of movement. It doesn't go in perfectly there. You can take it back out. That's not really going to matter that much. So then I take my next one, put it in like so, and I'm going to hold it in place. and snap my green rod in there. Like so. There we go. And then adjust it. Okay. Take my next one. Same thing. Okay. Making sure it's in place. Like so. Pop it in like so. Alright. Next one. Same thing. Hold it in place. Snap my little green rod in, like so. There we go. Okay, my next one. Take it, I hold it in place, and I push my little green rod down in there. There we go, in place. Okay. And then I have, now this is where it gets tricky because you're working in a really confined space there. Okay, take my next one, hold it in place, and you'll notice how I'm kind of holding it like that, using like 3 fingers to just hold it at an angle in there, and that's okay because it is flexible, and you know, they might rip it occasionally, but there you go, pop it into place. Now once they're in there, you can wiggle them back and forth this way, but you can't slide them in and out. All right, our next one, and this is where it can get really tricky. Okay, making sure things are going in the same direction just for aesthetics. And then I take that and pop it in, and there you go. Okay, now this is kind of nice because now you can see where we're going with this. Okay, you can see where we're going with this. All right. And what I'm going to do before I put it on my actual axle, I'm going to fold each of these over just like that, okay? Just like that. And I fold them over on this while they're on here only because I'm sure that they're all going to go the same way, and it's just easier and more efficient. All right, so I take that like so. And I fold this over like so. And you can begin to see what's happening. And it really does start to look like a turbine. Okay? And take that like so. Okay. And then this one. Like so. And kids can color these, all right? And basically, when you're done, this is what you have. Now what's nice is these can be adjusted to get the optimum wind flow, okay? And that's something that you can discuss with kids, is how do you get the optimum blade design and angle and deflection in order to get the wind, capture the wind. And you can have them experimenting with different blade styles, that sort of thing. But now here's what I do next, is I take my red rod and my tan lock, put it on like that, and I'm going to lock this right in there like so. Okay, now again, whether you want to make this the front or the back, it's up to you. I'm going to actually make my back this side, slide it in there like so, then take my dark gray connector, and I'm going to make sure that it points out that way so it doesn't get in the way of the fins. Slide this up, and there you go. Okay. Now, the only thing this is like your old school pinwheel. Okay, that's my little handle there. And now you can talk to kids about designing and getting the optimum performance. This gray connector is to allow you and your students to make adjustments so that it can get as close without getting beat up. And there you go. You got yourself a nice little windmill. You can challenge your kids to build towers, design better blades, maybe even get some actual string on here, wind something up. But there you go. There's our windmill or wind turbine.